So hi everyone, in this video lecture we're going to study about constant product curves, that is isocons, and then we'll also explore the marginal rate of technical substitution and the elasticity of MRTS as well. Elasticity of K by L basically. So let's see. What is an isocont? As the word iso suggests, iso means same and cons means quantity. That means same quantity. So isocons mean combinations of two inputs, capital and labor, which give same quantity of output throughout the isocont. That is, y is a function of capital and labor such that it is constant throughout the curve. Let's say some y bar or c. Now, if you rightly imagine and recollect the concept, this is nothing but a level curve drawn from the 3D space of K, L and Y. And when I have a level curve over here, when I have the format output as a function of capital labor is equal to some constant C throughout the isocont, I will have to employ implicit differentiation to find out or to compute the derivative of K with respect to L. And we know that the composite function, the functions chart would look like F as a function of labor and capital, where capital further is a function of labor. So del F upon del L plus del F upon del K into dk upon dl is equal to 0. This is all something I taught you in partial differentiation. You can revisit those concepts and you can easily check that dk upon dl will work out to be this. That is minus of f dash l, that is del f upon del l upon del f upon del k, that is f dash k, which is negative. That means the slope of isocont is negative. Okay, so the properties are isocons never intersect each other. Higher isocons are farther from the origin, so like this, and higher isocons also indicate higher level of outputs. Isocons are downward sloping, as can be indicated by the negative slope. And next condition is isocons are convex to the origin. Convexity requires the second order derivative to be positive. So d square k upon dl square is positive is the condition for convexity. Now, when these last two conditions are followed through, we say my isocons are well behaved. Okay, so those were about the properties of isocons in production. Let's do a quick question that will revisit each of these properties. The question says your production function is Q is equal to f of Lk as given by delta into k to the power minus rho plus 1 minus delta into L to the power minus rho whole function raised to the power minus 1 upon rho, where delta is between 0 and 1 and rho is a number greater than minus 1 but not equal to 0. Part 1 says find the degree of homogeneity of the production function. What will I do? I'll multiply labor and capital each by lambda, and that will give me delta into lambda k to the power minus rho plus 1 minus delta into labor also gets multiplied by lambda to the power minus rho. This will give me lambda to the power minus rho into this function raised to the power minus 1 upon rho. Minus 1 upon rho and rho will get cancelled out such that you will have lambda raised to the power 1. So degree of homogeneity of this production function has come out to be 1. Part 2 says show that the isocons generated by this production function are always negatively sloped and convex to the origin. So I need to prove these two properties. dk upon dl should be negative and d square k upon dl square should be positive. For dk upon dl, I'll derivate my production function with respect to L, that is f dash L, and also derivate it with respect to k, that is f dash k, and find this fraction, which is done over here. So minus of f dash L would be this, and minus of f dash k would be this. F dash k would be this. Keeping the minus sign outside, work out the derivatives on the inside. I'll quickly teach you how to go about f dash L. F dash L would mean minus 1 upon rho into this fraction to the power minus 1 upon rho minus 1 into, by the virtue of chain rule, you will now derivate the labor part, that is minus rho into 1 minus delta into L to the power minus rho minus 1. This is being worked out over here as I just taught you. Okay. Likewise, f dash k, and this fraction will get reduced to this part minus. Keep the minus sign outside because it is minus of f dash L upon f dash k. Work out the latter fraction keeping the minus sign outside, and ultimately you will have this. Minus of 1 minus delta upon delta into k by L to the power rho plus 1. Since capital and labor are both positive, and rho I know is a number which is greater than minus 1, as is written over here. So this is also going to be positive. And delta is a number greater than 0. That means 1 minus delta upon delta will also be positive. But by the virtue of this negative sign, dk upon dl will be negative. That means the isocons are downward sloping. Likewise, let's work out the second order partial derivative of this, d square k upon dl square. And if you go, so basically differentiating this with respect to labor. So that will give you this as it is. Then rho plus 1 comes over here. K by L to the power rho plus 1 minus 1, that will be rho, into derivative of k by L by the virtue of chain rule. So this will lead up to here. And then if you look at the signs, let's check. Labor is positive. This fraction is positive, but because of the negative sign, this will be negative, and there's a negative with capital also. So this sum is going to be negative. Okay, so negative into positive will be a negative. And then here 1 upon L square positive, k by L to the power rho positive, this is also positive, this is also positive, but because of the negative sign, this functional part is also negative. So negative times negative will give me a positive, that is greater than 0. So I have seen that isocons are convex to the origin, and we have proved that. The next topic is marginal rate of technical substitution and elasticity of substitution. What you just encountered, that is the slope of your isocont, that was minus f dash L upon f dash k, is closely related to this particular element, that is marginal rate of technical substitution. Basically, it is defined as the number of units of capital to be sacrificed to have one additional unit of labor, that is given by minus of dk upon dl, that is equal to f dash L upon f dash k. So your dk upon dl was this. If you take a minus of this, that will be f dash L upon f dash k, and that is nothing but denoted by capital R KL, and we call it the marginal rate of technical substitution. That means the rate at which you marginally substitute the technicalities, that is labor and capital. Likewise, elasticity of substitution means elasticity of the capital to labor ratio with respect to marginal rate of technical substitution, that is R K by L, KL. That means if you perceive this as Y and this as X, then sigma will be X upon Y into dy upon dx. Sigma is a term used to denote elasticity of substitution. What is your X upon X here? R K by L. What is your Y here? K by L. So that will be R K L upon K by L into derivative of K by L with respect to R K by L. Okay. So dy upon dx is dk by L upon d R K L. Let's do a quick question. This is your production function where x and y are two inputs. You can perceive x as labor and y as capital, as I've written over here, that if you have labor and capital as inputs, this MRTS is perceived as R KL because you give up K for L, okay, throughout the curve. And X and Y are inputs means it is perceived as R YX. So you give up Y for the input X, okay. Now, MRTS here will be RYX, and that is nothing but f dash x upon f dash y. This is just the same as I just computed the derivative, so I am not going to tell you how to go about this. This will work out to be this. So this is your MRTS, okay. Once you have the MRTS, you know the elasticity of substitution is given by the formula R yx upon y by x into derivative of y by x upon derivative of r yx. So basically you have to differentiate your y to x ratio with respect to r yx. What you know is r yx. Why don't you differentiate r yx with respect to y upon x, and then we can inverse this ratio to get this part? Let's see. R yx is a upon b into y upon x to the power 1 minus rho. Differentiating it with respect to y by x will give me a upon b into 1 minus rho into y upon x to the power 1 minus rho minus 1, that is minus rho. That means derivative of y upon x with respect to derivative of r by x, something I needed, can be found by just reversing this fraction. That will be 1 upon d r by x upon d y upon x. So sigma, that is this formula, can simply be put now in this fashion. R by x, as you just found out, this term, upon y by x as usual, y upon x, into derivative, that is 1 upon dr by x upon dy upon x, that is 1 upon this entire term. So sigma will work out to be 1 upon 1 minus rho. So that's how you go about finding out elasticity of substitution. Thank you for watching the video.